IGT, baby.
What's cracking, guys? It's your boy Junior Mafia coming back to you with another video. So we gotta talk about what happened on Monday Night Raw, and man, that main event segment was so fucking good. So we definitely gonna impact that. But before I get into that, I just want to say the show itself was an okay show. You know, I did love the matches that they have, you know, on there between Dominic and El Grande Americano for the AAA Mega Championship. You know, I thought that was pretty entertaining as well. The Obafemi challenge, you know, that we thought was gonna happen, but Adam Pearce coming out and pretty much was saying that there was no other challenges back there that is worthy enough to challenge Oba. He got fed up, proceeded to take matters into his own hands, walk up that rank, go Baz Gorilla, and see the first superstar that comes in his direction and pretty much packs him up. It just so happens that ended up falling in the hands of Los Garza and all that too. So Angel Garza and Berto both got packed up just for being there, and you can tell it was embarrassing because they chilling with the ladies and all that too. And then you see Oba literally grabs Garza, flings him towards the fucking wall, and then carries Berto on his shoulders, brings them both in the ring, and those two don't know what's going on. The saxophone play loud for them, and they end up getting packed up by the hands of Obafemi. So I thought that was a funny look to see there and all that, and I thought that was hilarious how that whole thing went down. It just had to throw the X up for Los Garzas, you know, just being there in the direction of Oba and just them getting packed up. So that was hilarious. I did love the match with Sol Ruka and Io. You know, that was fantastic. And we also saw Asuka backstage, you know, where you know, she's pretty much passing the torch to Io. And if y'all don't know, she's semi-retired, you know, after her match against Io at Backlash and all. So, you know, she's going to still be around WWE. It's just that she's going to be taking time off, which is well-deserved because she, you know, done a lot, you know, while still being on a roster and all that stuff. So, you know, we appreciate you, Asuka. You deserve the time off and all that, and hope to see you down the road, you know, sometime this year. So, yeah, that was a very good match there as well. And then I did love the match with Rusev and Javon Evans. You know, I think they put on a good match as well. So that was fantastic. And, of course, I'll talk about the division and everything. So, you know, you see Logan Paul, Paul Heyman was talking about, you know, how Braun Breaker handled business with Seth Rollins and all, and, you know, you won't see him dealing with the division ever again and all. Then you see Austin Theory grabs the mic and proceeds to talk about the Street Profits and all of that and how much they were the titles, and say that, you know, the only reason why, you know, you're here because Bianca Belair can't pay the bills right now because she's pregnant. So you know that was going to trigger Montez Ford to come out there as well. So they come out there and let it be known, like, listen, we want the titles and, you know, all of that shit. So they had the 6-man tag team match because that's when Joe Hendry came out there as well, which I love that match. Like, it was definitely a dope way to kick up the show. So through the midst of that, and you see Austin Theory kind of distracting the ref, you know, as we get to the climax of the match, and Braun Breaker's on the outside of the ring, and clearly everybody's out there too. So, you know, this was a perfect spot to him to run the ring and spear one of those three guys. And it just so happens when he was about to do so, Seth Rollins ended up intercepting that and lays him out, which gave Angelo Dawkins the opportunity to roll up Austin Theory and come in for the 1, 2, 3, and they ended up getting the win. But Theory, you know, went on the attack after the match was done. So Seth Rollins goes in there, you know, to save Angelo Dawkins. So once he did that, he lifted him up. So it's like, okay, they're cool and all that stuff. Then you see on the end, Braun Breaker setting up for a spear. So you would think that Seth was going to take the spear and all. He moves himself out the way, and Angelo Dawkins ends up taking the spear. And then, of course, Seth Rollins hits him with a super kick and gets him up out of there. Then Montez gets into the ring, and already he's fed up. Like, yo, you just let Angelo just take that spear from Braun Breaker, so you know the frictions between himself and Seth Rollins continue to rise up even more and more and more. You know, it even happened backstage where Seth got involved and, like, you know, pulled up and pretty much was saying, like, y'all want the tag team championships, y'all should, you know, listen to me if you want to get them. And at first, Angel was telling Montez, like, yo, like, let's hear him out for a second. But Montez ain't hearing that. He said, nah, we don't need your ass and all. And we're going to get the job done without you. So, to continue to see the frictions there, you know, I want to see how that whole thing turns out. And it's been official that they're going to have their tag team match at Saturday Night Main Event a couple weeks from now. So, definitely should be interesting and looking forward to that as well, especially how this interaction with Seth and Montez, how the whole thing gonna pan out. So those were the good parts about it. And now we're getting to the meat and potatoes of Monday Night Raw, and that was, will Jacob Fatu acknowledge Roman Reigns after him losing at Backlash? So Roman pulls up in the car, he leaves out, and he's already pissed off. So Adam Pearce comes up to him and let him know, like, listen, I already know your mindset right now, and I don't want Jacob Fatu here, especially after his actions that happened at Backlash and all. I want him fired. To where Roman told him, like, you know, that's not happening. Like, I brought him in here. You know, it's my call and all that too. Like, he will acknowledge me, and if he don't, his ass is out of here. So he let that be crystal clear and all that stuff. So throughout the show, you see the a backstage segment with him and Jimmy, and Jimmy's letting him know, like, you know, Jay is waiting out there in the parking lot for Jacob, and to let him know, like, yo, you better fall in line and acknowledge Roman and stuff like that. And you know, Jimmy thinking that ain't the right idea, especially knowing Jacob's mentality and, you know, what he's bound to do now after what went down at Backlash. So Roman wasn't hearing that shit. He let it be known, like, listen, you know, I'm gonna win the ring, and, you know, he is gonna come out here and acknowledge me and fall in line. If he don't, his ass is out of WWE. Point blank, period. So we knew exactly how that whole thing was about to go down later on in the show. So we cut to the main event segment, and you see Jacob pulls up right after Roman and Jimmy go out there. He does the acknowledgement and all that stuff. Jacob pulls up right now, and you see Jay is trying to talk to him, like, yo, Jacob, before you go out there, you need to get your mindset ready. Like, you know, you're gonna have to fall in line and acknowledge Roman Reigns. And at this point, Jacob is not paying Jay no attention at all. Like, he's walking with a sense of urgency, you know, to get to the ring. When it got back to the gorilla position, you see Jay jumps in front of him and says, yo, you need to think this through before you go out there. Don't do anything stupid and all. So as he's doing that, Jacob didn't pay that shit no mind. Headbutts Jay, packs him up. He laid out. He gets out there. Jimmy making his way up the ramp, thinking that everything's gonna be good and all that. They're gonna talk. That ain't happening. He ends up packing up Jimmy Uso as well, sent him flying and all, and now his main intention was on Roman. So as he getting there, and Roman can tell right now, they ain't no talking after what just happened, you know, prior to him being face to face with Jacob. So drops the title, he drops the microphone. When Jacob gets into the ring, and then that's when the battle of fisticuffs about to happen. This is when, you know, the carnage is about to go down. So Jacob starts to get the upper hand over Roman Reigns and packing him up. So when it like he about to do a suicide dive, you know, outside the ring to Roman, Roman hits him with a Superman punch and all that, and then proceeds to grab the chair and go in the ring and start beating the crap out of Jacob with the chair, telling him to acknowledge him or his ass is up out of here and all that stuff. Then once it was all said and done, and he about to go hit him with the spear, you see Jacob super kicks him and all, and then that's when he started to tap into that mode again. So he takes Roman out the ring and, you know, starts beating the crap out of him and saying, like, yo, like, and the Usos, yeah, that reached out to me and all. Same thing he been saying to them for the past 3 weeks and all, and was saying like, y'all left me out there and all, so I'm coming here to get it back in blood. So he was already on crash out mode to begin with, and you see him throwing Roman into the steel steps and all, and takes away the announce table. My fault. I don't know why I got sidetracked with that. And once this happened, that's when Roman Reigns, again, he ended up taking advantage over Jacob, gets back into the ring. But this is when this is when Jacob locked in the tongue and death grip again and caught Roman with it and all, even took him outside of the ring with it. So as Roman trying to get away from that whole connection area, nope. This is when you see he tried to go for the Superman punch, and Jacob got out of the way, locked the tongue and death grip on him again. And once it was done and he started to fade away, that's when Jacob ends up throwing him into the announce table. And once it was done, that's when the officials started to come out there now to try to put a stop to all of this. And it ain't facing Jacob at all. Shades of backlash. And what happened there, he proceeds to lock in a tongue and death grip on Roman again and has it locked into it. Can't nobody break this man off now. So he's doing all of that stuff constantly and all. You see Adam Pearce once again trying to stop Jacob in the process. Jacob pushes him and all and continue to lock in the tongue and death grip on Roman Reigns and all. So once they finally able to separate him and all that stuff, and he's walking towards the ring area. Oh no, first he got in the ring first, got the title, and of course posing with it and all that stuff. Then proceeds to leave out of there, and you see the credits rolling, and he's saying that I let it be known, like, I'm all gas, no breaks with it. He didn't even say the yada that I mean. He paused for a moment. So, like I said, we thinking the show about to close right then and there. Man said, you know what? Fuck it. Turns around, starts to run around the ring, and for some reason, the Usos is right there with Roman, right by the barricade. Jacob proceeds to go full speed and does his hip attack on the Roman and the Usos at full speed and knocks them completely out now. So that was a crazy spot to see right there and shocked the hell out of me, because it's like, yo, he just manhandled all three of them with no problem at all. And it's definitely showing me that this is far from over. This is far from over. And I'm looking forward to what happened next week now, because Roman ain't having it now. And I'm pretty sure they're going to have to run this back again. Now, it's a chance that it can happen at Clash at Italy. I mean, it's a Clash at Italy and all for the World Heavyweight Championship. Because I got news for you. If you think this is a one-off thing and, they think they're going to be able to fire or suspend Jacob after that stuff, nah. Roman going to want to get his get back now. He's like, you know what? There ain't going to be no more talking now. It's going to be chairs flying and all that. Or in this case for Roman, he going to have to get the gun. If he going to have to put Jacob down, yeah, he going to have to really put him down, like, officially, if he has any chance at all. But this was a crazy look right here, man. And this only makes Jacob even stronger. It makes him even more stronger just off the crash outs that he's been having right now, especially on the Tribal Chief and all. So I'm excited for it. And when they do have their match again, the Usos are all going to get involved, bar none. After what happened right there, as much as Roman might tell him to stay out the way, Jimmy and Jay definitely going to get involved in now. And it makes me think what's going to happen with that. So a lot of questions that needs to find answers, and hopefully we get those answered down the line and all that. But that was a good way to close out the show. I enjoyed it as much as well. If I had to give it a rating for the show, I give it like a 7 out of 10. It was an okay show and all that, but I think the main event definitely was fantastic and enjoyed it for what I saw there. So comment down below. Let me know what was your favorite part of Monday Night Raw, and how do you feel about this Roman and Jacob Fatu feud continuing on. So I definitely want to hear your opinions in the comments down below. But I appreciate your love and support. Road to 300 subscribers. Continue to keep God first. Trust the process of anything that you do at life. Your time will come. And I'm going to catch y'all in the next video. Peace.